This is just a short, neat Moore's Law example. This is a Maglite brand XL200 flashlight. It's not the fanciest or brightest flashlight you can buy. It's just kind of medium fancy and medium bright. And I like that it uses just regular AAA batteries. So with LED technology in flashlights, there's this problem that they can now be very, very bright. And so you tend to want to have some adjustment, right? So it's not just super bright all the time. So you want it to be the brightness to be adjustable, but you still want it to be waterproof and pretty rugged. So that suggests, well, you don't want to have like a knob on here that you turn. You could just imagine that breaking off or causing all sorts of problems. So this flashlight solves that problem in kind of a neat way. So the way it works is I'll click it on here. I'm going to click it on, hold the button. And then as I move my elbow, what happens is it translates the rotation of the flashlight into brightness. So at this position, it's full bright. And then as I rotate down, it goes down to like 10% bright. So what's going on is there's an accelerometer chip, sort of a gravity measuring chip inside of here. And inside the flashlight, it can measure just in degrees, right? What is the rotation of the flashlight? And then it's very easy for a computer to notice what the degrees were right when I first clicked the button, and then to just measure what the difference is, 10 degrees or 20 degrees, and just translate that into a brightness setting. It's a very natural little, inside of a loop, little translation for the computer to do. Now we could quibble if this is really a great interface, because it's not something you would think was there just when you pick a flashlight up, right? That you're just moving your elbow around and that's going to adjust it. You probably have to read the instructions. But given that, I still think it's a pretty elegant way to get the information into the flashlight without requiring a hole. So I admire. I think that's neat. Now, really, what's going on? I would say this is a Moore's Law example. 20 years ago, it would have been crazy to talk about miniaturizing a computer and putting it inside of a flashlight, right? It would have been too expensive and too big and taking too much power. And now none of those things are a problem. And so with the computer chip available, it sort of enables creative solutions like this. Usually you think of Moore's Law as being about more powerful computers. Of course, that's true. But equally, Moore's Law is about computers becoming more inexpensive. And as a result, showing up in more and unexpected places and solving problems. And I think this is a nice example of that. So, Moore's Law. It's not just the law, it's a good idea.